Hello everyone. In this video, we will be solving system of equations using elimination method, and this is the first part. I will put the link to the second part in the description box below. The definition for elimination method is that it's a method where we either add or subtract the two equations that are given to us to get an equation in one variable. Now, when do we add and when do we subtract? So these are the tips. First, when the coefficient of one variable are opposite, that means the other one is positive and the other one is negative, we add the equation. And when the coefficient of one variable are equal, that means both of them are either positive or both of them are negative, we subtract the equation. Now let's take this example right here. In order that we can effectively solve using elimination method, I will give you these steps. There are 3 steps to do it. Let's take the first one. This is the first step. Determine which variable can be eliminated using the tips that I gave you a while back. So in this example that we have 3x plus 2y equals 7 and 5x minus 2y equals 1, we need to determine which variable can be eliminated. As we can see here, the variable that we can eliminate is y, since both of them have 2 as their coefficient. But the thing is, their coefficients are opposite. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put this in a box. That means this variable y has a coefficient of both 2, but then again their signs are, or their coefficients are opposite. The other one is positive, the other one is negative. And when we have an opposite coefficients, then we are going to add these two equations. So this means that if we're gonna add these two equations, which will be our second step, we either add or subtract the two equations and we solve whatever the variable that we can solve. So in this case right here, we have 3x plus 5x would be 8x. And then we have positive 2y plus negative 2y is 0. So we can go ahead and add 0 here, which doesn't really matter. And that is equal to 7 plus 1 is 8. So then we don't have to write the 0 there. So that is 8x is equal to 8. So then from here, we can already solve for x, which is the first variable, which is, we can divide this by 8. And then we divide the other side by 8. So then we are left with x is equal to 1. So that is the second step. We either add or subtract, but in this case here, we added it. We added this because the coefficients are opposite. So after we add it, we are going to solve. So in this case right here, we have our x is 1. Now the third step, once we already did the first and second step, the third step is to plug in the value that we got from step 2 to any of these two equations that we have here, and then solve for the other variable. So then in this case here, I will show you the let's take this second equation that we have here. Since we already solved for x here, again, we plug this value of x into this second equation so we can solve for y. So the second equation is 5x minus 2y equals 1. Again, we plug in the x. So I'm just going to go ahead and write 5 parentheses minus 2y equals 1. So then the x here again is 1. So then we can go ahead and do the math here. So 5 times 1 is 5 minus 2y equals 1. We want y by itself. So we're going to subtract 5 from both sides minus 5. So then we are left with, so we can cross this out first. So that's negative 2y equals negative 4. So then from here, we're going to divide negative 2 from both sides. Divide this by negative 2. So then our y is positive 2. So this is our y value. or we can use the other equation. I'm just gonna show you that it's gonna work for both of them. So I'm just gonna show you the work for the other one. Again, you can pick any of the two equations. It doesn't really matter. But in this slide here, I will show you that it should work for both of them. Now let's see, our x here is 1. So I'm just gonna write that up here. So that's 3x plus 2y equals 7. And then from here, I can plug in the 1 to the x. So that would be 3 parentheses plus 2y equals 7. And then again, the x is 1. So I'll put that in here. So that would come out 3 plus 2y equals 7. So then I subtract 3 from both sides, minus 3 and minus 3. So then we are left with 2y is equal to 4. Divide both sides by 2. So divide this by 2 and divide this by 2. We can cross that out. So our y is 2. And so we get both y's are the same. Again, you can use any of these two equations. It doesn't matter. So then from here, we can go ahead and write our final solution to this, which is in coordinate form. That would be 1 and 2. So this is the point of intersection between these two lines right here. At this time, I would encourage you to pause this video and try this problem out on your own. And when you're done, unpause it and check your answer. Okay, so we go over the problem here. So our first step is to determine which variable can be eliminated by using the tips that I gave you a while back. So in this problem that we have here, our x variable has both 7 on them. So that means this is the variable that we're going to eliminate, the x. I'm just going to put this inside a box. That's the one that we are eliminating. Now, looking at this, since their signs are equal or their coefficients are equal, both are 7. So then if both coefficients are equal, then we are going to subtract. So I'm going to subtract this. So that means we subtract this one and solve for y, and that is the second step. So in this case right here, 7x minus 7x is 0. Negative 2y minus 5y would be negative 7y is equal to, that is 17 minus negative 18 is a positive 35. And so from here, we can go ahead and solve for y. We divide both sides by negative 7 divided by negative 7. So then we can cross the negative 7 out. So y is equal to negative 5. So we already have the value for y. Now the third step is to plug in the value that we got from step 2 to any of these two equations that we have here. It doesn't really matter. Again, it doesn't matter which of those two equations that you're going to use. But if for this slide, I will show you both of these equations that it should work. So, but then in this case right here, we're going to take the second. Let's take the second equation first. So that would be 7x plus 5y equals negative 18. So then we have the y here, so we change the y into a parenthesis, so that's 7x plus 5 parentheses minus 18. So again, is equal to negative 18. So, and then our y is negative 5, so I'll plug it in there. So this comes out to be 7x minus 25 equals negative 18. And then from here, we're going to add 25 from both sides. So plus 25 plus 25. So then we can cross the 25 out. So then we're left with 7x is equal to, if we if we add this, negative 18 plus 25 is a positive 7. So then we can divide both sides by 7, divide this by 7. So then our x is, so we can cross this out, our x is 1. Again, I'm going to show you the other, the x value using the first equation that we have here. Again, you can pick any of these three. It doesn't matter. I'm just showing you both of them. So this would come out 7x minus 2y equals 17. And so our y was negative 5, so we plug that in there. So that would be 7x minus 2 parentheses equals 17. So again, the y is negative 5. So So then this would come out 7x plus 10 equals 17. So then we subtract 10 from both sides, minus 10. So then we are left with 7x is equal to 17 minus 10 is 7. And then we divide 7 from both sides, divided by 7. So then we are left with x is equal to 1. So as you can see, both equations were able to come up with x value, which is 1. So the point of intersection between these two lines, if we graph it, that would be 1 and negative 5. So this is the point of intersection between these two lines that we got over here. Did you get the same answer as this? Good. Perfect. If you found this video helpful, hit like and subscribe for more math videos. See ya!